You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jared Zavostosky, right here on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jared Zavostosky, and you're listening to Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the shit your daddy never knew. And joining me tonight, we've got some special guests. We're going to be doing a segment on fitness. So right off the bat, we've got Bionic Jesse Sink. We've had you on the show a few times.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, what is this, your fourth time? Third time?
Third.
Third time,
Yeah,
okay,
third
awesome. And then we have Serena Cowles.
Yes,
Is how you pronounce it?
Yes, Serena Cowles.
Okay. And you got like four names, like Jason, Logan, Petit, Bernard.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Did I get that right?
Well, no, it's Piet, but
Piet.
yeah.
Okay, I was off by one.
it's all right.
It's okay.
Nobody usually gets it right the first time, so it's all good.
So is that like a French thing?
It is French-Canadian, actually.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you're like laid back
Totally.
and you're well dressed. So the French-Canadian way.
That's it.
Cool, guys. So we're gonna be talking about fitness tonight. We went through some show changes, but it's crazy because we were out last night, and I wanted to thank Stephen Fowler for an epic hangover this morning. Thank you so much for that. Your event was amazing. It was the Babes in Toyland Pet Edition. It was a toy drive, and it was a great event. So many awesome, talented people showed up, and we all made the best of it, and we paid for it in the morning.
Great event.
Troopers, yeah.
Yes. I went through my hangover rituals all morning. It was horrible. Cool. So you guys, we were talking last night actually, and this is kind of where this is perfect because we were having a show on fitness anyway. We were talking about HGH and peptides. And this is a really, really awesome subject because one of the biggest things that I recommend for people is HGH. And there's not a lot of publicity out there on it. People are still kind of like, oh, I don't want to put something in my body that's not, I don't know. And, you have to inject it and there's all that. And it's really expensive too. But it's like the fountain of youth. So you worked for an endocrinologist, correct?
Yeah, I actually still currently do consultations for stem cell therapy in Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's right.
But it correlates with that, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I used to work for Metro MD. They do the
nice.
same thing. I think that's where we connected originally.
I think, yeah, actually we did.
Yeah,
We
okay.
talked about that, yeah.
So, and Jesse here, we were talking about the stem cell thing for the burn therapy and stuff. It's crazy because everybody here's got different stories and different walks of life, and I kind of want you guys to do a little intro for yourselves. Jesse, start, and then we'll go in order.
Okay, so Jesse Sink, and I'm actually a burn victim. I was electrocuted Penn Station, New York, and 60% of my body is burnt and grafted, and I lost about a quarter of my right arm, 3 inches below my elbow.
Want to show them?
Oh, no.
And yeah, you can show them, like I got my elbow here. I still have it functionable. But I'm very blessed to have what's left, honestly. It makes or breaks it for me to still be able to do bodybuilding. I absolutely love it. It's my passion. So
Yeah.
it's one thing that changed it. But
And it's insane because I've actually seen you at the gym. That's how we connected. I was going to take a picture of you and be like, the next time you feel like a bitch or the next time you're sitting there thinking about going to the gym, remember that this guy's in here pushing hard.
suck it up.
And
Yeah.
you were benching more than I could squat with that arm. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Is that fake?
Yeah,
So-
no, thank you. It is. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. Honestly, I love it. But one of the things you're talking about growth hormone. It's a healing agent, and it's fountain of youth, right? It helps your skin cell. Your skin cells reproduce. It's reproduction of new stem cells. So it actually helped recover a lot of my burn tissue. And I mean, you can see like I'm burnt, but I've seen grafting before, and it can look gnarly.
Yeah.
I do men's physique, and I actually tan my burns, and it doesn't look bad. Like, it really doesn't. Like, you obviously see some people, it looks like alligator skin. I'm like, it's bad. But, the growth
And you can
hormone-
Google all that. And also, we've had Jesse on twice now. So for our Thanksgiving special. So if you guys want to get the full story behind how Jesse ended up where he's at, we have a back-to-back show. I think it was Thanksgiving and the day before, or it was those 2 weeks in November. I don't remember what the shows were.
I can't remember the date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know is that last year, what was it? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's all fell on a Thursday, and I was like, I had to come in here and work. You're fucking welcome. Okay. So, Serena.
Yes, I'm Serena Cowles. And about a year and a half ago, I was bitten by a black widow. And I was in the hospital for 3 months in and out.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had to take steroids. And I couldn't keep food down. I was on several different antibiotics. and I put on about 26 pounds.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
only 5'2". So for me, I'm being fit and healthy is really important to me. And I would do a lot of TV, I did a lot of hosting, I had contracts with different networks, and
Yeah.
my life completely changed because of my weight. I pretty much tried everything you can think of, and the doctor was like, you just have to wait for the steroids and the hormones to get out of your body. It could take 5 months, it could take a year. So it had been about a year, and I was doing everything I could, and my friend told me about this audition with Hydroxycut. He's like, you have to go. I think this could definitely help you. And I tried HCG. I tried pretty much everything you can think
Yeah,
of. No
HCG is
carbs.
great.
Yeah.
My mom's used that.
Yeah. But for me, I ended up losing 10 pounds, but it took me 60 days of doing that.
Yeah.
To just lose 10 pounds. And I mean, normally,
The diet's hell.
Any other person would lose that amount of weight within like 15 to 30 days.
You ran
Yeah.
HCG for 60 days?
I did.
Wow.
Only 10 pounds. Yeah.
Were
It
you
was-
following the diet though?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay.
57, I think, isn't it? Not 60. Is it 57 days you run it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I did it. I just kept
Just
like
kept
that. I
going
was
to
like,
60.
I'm gonna lose this weight if it kills me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I did the Hydroxycut. I did the supplements, and I had a coach, and I followed it for 4 months, and I lost 30 pounds.
So it really
And
works.
It really works.
That's
and
insane.
Not to mention, like, I mean, it really, for my career, for my self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
like on all levels. And it's very vulnerable if you're in a position as a woman in like the entertainment
Oh, yeah,
industry
yeah.
and you put on weight. Like everybody is
That's
like,
crazy. My
yeah.
brother got bit by a black widow, and I mean, did you have the hallucinations and the crazy?
I was so sick.
It's crazy,
It was-
right?
Oh, what it does to your
Wow.
body. I mean, I was like almost paralyzed. I couldn't, my legs, I couldn't move.
Yeah.
The pain was intolerable.
He
It was
got.
crazy.
I think that black widow actually tried to like eat his finger while he was asleep, so it bit him like 4 or 5 times in different
no.
spots.
Is this like worse than a snake? Or
Yeah, it's like 1,000
It's-
times worse
Yeah,
because
if you're 80 pounds or
Really?
less, you'll die.
it's a
Yeah.
neurotoxin. So
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it ends up
If you get-
doing is, I mean, I never even I just thought you got bit by a black widow, you went in, you got treated, and it was cool.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like from what I've heard from my brother and other people that have gotten it, you end up hallucinating. It's like my brother to this day. This was 3 years ago. To this day, he'll be standing there, and all of a sudden he'll kind of do this. And you're
so,
like,
so it attacks your nervous system.
yeah, it's like
Oh, wow.
it's like an
See,
acid trip.
Thank goodness I don't have any of
And
that
like
residue.
the colors in the
but I-
room would be like incredibly sharp and vibrant, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. It's like free acid. And he's like, no, it's not cool at
No,
all.
yeah. But I mean,
It's
during
horrible.
the beginning, the 3 months, it was definitely just horrible. But it
Yeah.
also, you appreciate your health. Like
Yeah.
anybody who goes through something that traumatic where I almost lost my life.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I had waited 45 more minutes and I didn't drive to the ER, like my airways would have been blocked.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're little. Well, my brother's really skinny, but he got bit on a river rafting trip in the Grand Canyon. So he was out there, and there's no way to get out of that fucking river. Once you're in it, you're stuck till you get
Oh,
to the
no.
end. And nobody knew. So he's with a group of people. My brother's kind of a prickly person. So nobody really likes him anyway. You know, he's kind of just, he's the type of person who everybody sets up camp, and he'll like walk up the side of the hill and set up camp over there to like, because he doesn't like everybody else. So, you know, it was like, okay, par for course, Nathan's weird, but everybody thought he was like shrooming on the trip because he was like, he just started to trip balls while he was, and he didn't know it.
Yeah.
Nobody there could understand what was
That's
going
crazy.
on. And he actually piloted his raft through, I think, half the trip, and then he ended up having to give it to somebody. He ended, having to like let somebody else drive his boat, which is big for him. He's
Well,
kind of,
he's really lucky that he survived. I mean, like,
Yes.
yeah. I was opening a store at the UTC Mall in La Jolla, and it was I started like at 7 a.m. It was our grand opening day, and I sat down on the wicker display in the back room, and I actually sat on it. I didn't know. So in the back of my
Oh,
thigh.
wow.
And within an hour, I broke out in hives with this high fever, and I was like, that's weird. Do I have like a food allergy? I didn't know
yeah.
I'd been bitten. And then I got home, I took a shower, I got the shower, I see this huge bite with this red ring just growing around it. And I just looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, I've been bitten by a poisonous spider. So I started Googling, like trying to be my own doctor.
Right.
And then I put like vinegar on it because they say like if you can catch the bite immediately, if you put vinegar, it will like actually get the poison out.
Oh, wow.
But it was too far along. It had already been like 3 hours.
that's
And
fucking
so yeah,
crazy.
I just drove myself to the ER and I was like, crazy.
So a spider bite led to Hydroxycut, which led to a national campaign.
Exactly.
So you did all the Hydroxycut commercials.
I did like 6 international commercials and photo shoots. You'll see me like in People magazine.
Yeah,
and
it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you're an entrepreneur, and you have a.
I am. I'm the CEO for a lip balm line called Tahiti Swell.
Where's our Tahiti
super
Swell?
cute.
I want some lip balm.
I actually brought you guys some.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Yes.
That's
Everybody.
weird. They say everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you go really like for a while, but you see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's insane for me sometimes, but I'm like seeing it, so you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
gotta go by that. Like
And
you
it's-
trust
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
I
such a
agree.
crazy,
Insane.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
that fucking little spider, but thank him.
I know, right? It's true.
don't
Like,
know.
Yep, you're
yeah.
right.
Well, I mean,
Totally.
and even the gratitude for my health and moving forward
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it, like everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you had ended up becoming a Calvin Klein model, you might have ended up becoming a douchebag, and now you're like super awesome and humble.
Totally. I know,
You're gonna be on the
right?
radio show all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy because like
Yeah.
I've had a very 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 traumatic life as well, and I couldn't understand why for years. I could not understand like do I just have like that bad of luck? And you kind of realize that it's like, no, these things happen because you were given the ability to handle them, and it gave you a vehicle to propel you to touch somebody or relate to them in some way. And it's like when I started life coaching people or when I started motivational speaking, I could sit down with almost anybody and be like, yep, been there. This is how you get out of that, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Absolutely.
and Jason, you're actually a life coach motivational speaker. That's, I want to put emphasis on this. This is what these two gentlemen are moving into now: motivational speaking, life coaching, and being general all around badasses with a fitness base.
So we
Awesome.
share that same commonality, right? So, I think it's amazing that everybody here has a dramatic story that has led you to a higher state of life that you have. I'm inspired that you guys are here, really. And I'm grateful that you guys invited me. But I've been through the ringer in my life too. My whole connection is crazy from, I've tried everything under the sun. I've been a guinea pig. You name it. I've tried so many different things. And, I'm here to tell you all about it, right?
Yeah.
But I think those experiences in our life allows us to get to that higher level to be able to relate to people the most important things in life, like don't do this, don't do that type of thing. So, and for me, I joined the military and that was a huge experience. But the biggest experience for me was I went to prison for 2 years, and that's when I changed my life completely around. And it's a difficult situation, and I really can't emotionally express it to anybody. You have to just go through it, which I don't wish upon anybody,
I don't recommend that.
but that's when I really started to change my life, and I started to eat more vegetables, and now I'm about 90% raw now. So
Prison equals vegetables.
it does.
You heard it
if you can get them in there.
A lot of ramen noodles too.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
ramen noodles and anything processed. Really,
okay.
they don't feed you well in there.
No.
Even
Wouldn't think
federal.
so.
That's why I was federal, but even federal prison, they don't feed you well. So.
Now I'm curious. What did you do?
I know. So
Well, mine was a
so-
white collar crime, but I took full responsibility. But it was the greatest experience of my entire life.
So you
ever.
learned from it. Obviously.
It was the greatest experience of my life. That's what catapulted me to where I was, or I am right now. I've been doing fitness for 2 decades. It's without saying. I love it. I love fitness just as much as all of you do. But I love expressing to people what I've learned through getting there.
Yeah.
And I've just been really fortunate to be in a position to continue to do that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny how traumatic circumstances make you want to turn around and help somebody else avoid that. And it's even funnier because kind of sparing them that lesson, it would actually rob them of that consciousnness that they would then develop. But I think some people need a hand. Whenever I've been down and out, motivational speakers got me there. That's why I wanted to be that. Because literally, like people ask me like, "Oh, you don't listen to music?" I'm like, "No, I listen to motivational tapes all day long."
That's funny.
Like
I do
two.
the same thing.
Yeah.
In my car, Tony Robbins, like The Power, all of
Les
it.
Brown, I have every fucking thing that Les Brown's ever done on a repeat track, just all day long.
Love it.
That's awesome.
And Tony Robbins is great. And then I don't know. I shift between a couple. I like Esther Hicks, Wayne Dyer.
She's
I like you
awesome.
too.
Bob, I'm a big
love-
Bob Proctor fan. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
Bob
great.
Proctor as well.
82 years. I went to see him 3 months ago on stage. 82
been
years
wanting to
old,
see
and he's
him.
still commanding the stage.
Still
I
kicking
love
ass.
it.
Insane. Oh my
That's
God,
so
the guy
great.
just gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
That's
He's
awesome.
the master. He's been doing it longer than anybody else, 50-something years.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
he's
incredible.
he's insane.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
The New Thought movement.
Yes.
And he was in The Secret and all that
It
stuff.
was.
Yeah.
That's what got me started. 2000. Yeah.
You know what? The Secret was really kind of did like it was like wildfire. Because that's how I found out about it. Somebody was like, "Dude, you got to watch this DVD." And I was I had studied Christianity extensively. I had studied to be a pastor back in my youth, and I'd let go of the idea of that completely. So I wasn't religious at all, but I knew the Bible back to front, side to side. And when somebody came up with this thing, I was like, wait a minute. Like this simple, like retarded, like I was honestly at some point I had to sit down and go, all right, are you not going to try this because you think it's stupid or because you don't want to look stupid? And it was like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever done, but I'm going to do it anyways because I don't want to be a bitch right now. And I tried it and it worked and everything. Yeah, no, like the universe kind of came. I was like I literally made two very, very specific requests. I wanted to get some money in the mail and I wanted to get a discount on my apartment. And my rent got lowered.
Awesome.
That doesn't happen.
That's
How does your rent
I
get
love
lowered?
manifesting things. Yeah, it's fun to play with.
And I got a $2 check in the mail. Now
That's
it wasn't
cool.
much, but it's specifically what I asked for.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's crazy, this new thought thing, and you know I go back and forth with it because I kind of like to tease the idea of it, like, okay, come on, but it works.
Yeah.
It's
Have you heard of higher brain living?
what is that?
So the Dr. Cotton, well, I guess it's been a technique that's been around for centuries, but he is implementing it and teaching people, like, and facilitating it in classes and whatnot. But what it is, it's a technique. It's very similar to Reiki. Are you familiar with Reiki?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, are you guys familiar?
Not super.
So it's like energy movement within the body.
Okay, yeah.
So you can move energy, like if there's heat in one location, it could be causing, stress or whatever. So there's certain pressure points that he does, that he stimulates energy, and what it does is it helps increase the front lobe of your brain, so you can use more brain power.
Trip
and
out.
also take away the lower brain, where we're actually using most of, and what we use daily is like lower brain fear based. So to create joy, abundance, all the things that we want. Like, so the secret, works, and sometimes we're like, why can't I? Exactly. That's amazing.
Yeah, Abraham's
Absolutely.
awesome.
But
Cry
this
on
is,
Abraham, all this stuff.
yeah, it's just another avenue of, being able to tap into something a little bit higher and energy within your body.
And you could also argue, I mean, some of my friends are really, really, really smart quantum physics guys. And you could also argue that it's a placebo effect, and that realistically anything would work if you made it work in your mind, and you sit there and you chose that this is what you want to create in your own reality, that it would just manifest.
The placebo's over 40% in all people. It works in over 40% of people.
Well, the power of the mind, again, like what you believe.
Where'd you get that statistic?
Yeah.
It's I got it online.
Okay.
I researched it. Yeah, over 40% of all people
That's crazy.
actually work with the placebo. Yeah, so I always say, there's not one wrong person walking the planet. Everybody's right, because in your journey,
Yeah.
what's right for you works for you and you. You know what I mean? So you'll sit there and people it's crazy because people will argue with people just to prove their point, but it doesn't matter because both people are right at the
Right.
same exact time.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you want to be right or do you want to be close?
Do you want to win or do you want to be right? That's what my buddy says, and I love that motto. Do you want
Yeah.
to win or you want to be right? It's
Good one.
It is
That's
a good
true.
one. Yeah, I love that.
good
That's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. We're way off topic, but this is all good stuff too, guys. And I mean, honestly, we can talk about. We're gonna get to the peptides and the awesome stuff, the fitness stuff. But I mean, realistically, this stuff works. Mind over matter. Like, you've experienced this firsthand when you were in the hospital, and you had to pull yourself out of that. And there have been so many miraculous recoveries from people mentally manifesting. I want to be like this. I want this to change. I want this to and. There's a lot to be said for that. Like, nothing can keep you from your goal, and nowhere is that more tangible than fitness. And I think that a lot of people, when they start in motivation, that's the starting point. A lot of motivational speakers are also in fitness. So there's a lot of fitness motivation. They're kind of bedmates. Because I think the first place people start is, I want to feel good. So they start going to the gym and they start working out. They want to look good. And that's what kind of begins that journey into self-edification. And we're going to talk about the idea that not only can you manifest your body to create more of these awesome things, but where you can get them to supplement them as well. So tell me about peptides.
Well, peptides are, if you take growth hormone, it's 191 amino acid profile, 191 amino acids strung together. Peptides is just a shorter version of that. So you're like between 2 and 44. There's some special ones out there. But the funny thing about them is they work almost identical to how growth hormone does. Growth hormone is, your pituitary gland holds a certain amount of, and it pulses out into your body every single day periodically. So when you take a secondary source, growth hormone, as we know, now you're getting your pulse of your body and you're getting the secondary source.
It's crazy. A lot of people don't know this, actually. I'm gonna sideline you there.
For sure.
So we're talking about motivational speakers, Tony Robbins, right? A lot of people, nobody's ever figured this out. It's retarded. he talks about having a tumor on his pituitary gland that pushed all this growth hormone into his body. And then we talk about Tony Robbins having all this energy and this, he's got all the, and it's like, yeah, no shit. He's on like a shit ton of growth hormone.
He's a big guy too.
Wow.
Yeah, so-
he is.
So
That might be a little secret to Tony Robbins power now. Just for our viewers out there. Okay, sorry, continue.
No. So if you're getting a secondary source with growth hormone, that's why it works so well. Normally, growth hormone takes between 3 to 6 months for anybody to really start to feel it. That's the average consensus. But peptides is a little different because peptides actually, they turbocharge your hypothalamus. Hypothalamus controls the pituitary to release the growth hormone. So when you take the peptides, it's literally like putting a turbocharger on the hypothalamus, which allows the pituitary to release more, you pulse more.
Dope.
And so the effects that you get from it are, the same rules apply. People really, from what I've seen on the forum boards out there, people are experiencing better results in a faster amount of time frame.
Well, that's
with
awesome.
Is
peptides.
this like what Demi Moore did?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because
I'm not
that's
sure.
what I've heard.
There's peptides you can swallow, but
Because she
these.
looks amazing. And
Oh, I know, right?
It's like the
Perhaps.
fountain of
A
youth.
lot of movie stars are on human growth hormone, and real quick to give you guys an overview, your body produces human growth hormone. It's a naturally occurring substance, and it's responsible for pretty much all new cell production in your body. So when you need to heal, when you need to grow, and any sort of regeneration, and people, doctors couldn't figure out why people were aging, and we've now linked that aging is directly results from your lack of growth hormone as you get older. For some reason, your body just stops producing it. So one of the ways that you can actually fight aging, look better, look younger, feel like you're 20 again, is to supplement this stuff. And it's awesome because it doesn't shut down your natural production of it, just stacks on top of it.
Right.
I
But of
like
course,
that.
that's with,
Yeah.
getting blood. I'm a full believer in all this kind of stuff, but of course, doing it the proper way, getting the blood panels,
Yeah.
making sure that you're legit. And it's got a bad rap. A lot of doctors will say it's, if you have cancer cells, it can promote those a lot quicker. And then that's absolutely
Yeah.
true. So you have to
Right.
be careful with that kind of stuff. Stuff's not to joke around with.
It's not true.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's not true. It'll help tumors grow, but the cancer thing was actually debunked.
Okay.
Really?
Heard the
I haven't
tumor
read
thing.
that. Okay. That's something new.
Yeah, I read quite a few medical journals on that, and I had an interview with the guy who runs the UCLA Cancer Research Facility, and he was like, "Yeah, we actually give our people that are what is it? The people in recovery? What is it? Remission?
Remission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
You give them growth hormone.
Yeah, we give
Really?
growth
Wow.
hormone.
And
So which would
Well,
make no
yeah.
sense if it caused
If
cancer.
it's-
Of course.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I stand. So I stand corrected. Hey, I learned something new.
No,
That's
no,
awesome.
and a lot of people think that because obviously we both work for Doctor at one point, and that was everybody's big concern. Like, if I have cancer cells, am I gonna, is this gonna eat me up and die?
I
And
get asked that a lot actually.
the two things that growth hormone can cause, the two negatives, if you take way too much, and we've now figured out where the human body can actually naturally produce it, in between 500 and 750 IGF-1 is like max that you want to be at. But these guys were taking fucking like 3,000, 5,000. They were taking way too much, and
wow.
they got bone growth.
Yeah, acromology.
Yeah, so they actually
wow.
started to look like, your
That's
bones
crazy.
will grow and
Your organs actually grow too.
The
Yeah,
organs grow
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you just
Yeah,
become.
so your organs inside you
Yep.
actually grow, so you get a little bloated.
Yep.
Because it's
get
Wow.
that.
It's actually
HGH stomach.
IGF's the cause of that because GH turns to IGF and IGF
right.
causes the
IGF. Yep.
yeah.
So that's insulin-like growth factor.
Yep.
When human growth hormone is released into your body and it hits your liver, it produces IGF-1, and that's how they actually measure how much is in your body. And the only other side effect that you need to worry about is diabetes. If diabetes runs in your family, it can spike your glucose levels. And for a long time, it was thought that if you were too close to being diabetic, that you would be diabetic afterwards. But they released a medical journal detailing that they actually put people, they went through the 6-week period where that adjustment phase, and they found that it was actually, maintaining people's insulin levels. So like when you put it, if you were diabetic, you couldn't go on growth hormone because it spikes your blood sugar level so high.
Wow.
And they were afraid people were going to die. So they take them off it real quick, and they found that when people weren't diabetic and they were close to that range, they would be diabetic afterwards because they'd pull them off real quick, and then all of a sudden they went over that scale. But what they realized was if you kept somebody on that for 6 weeks and you kind of toughed it out, and the person didn't die in the process, I don't think anybody died, but what would end up happening is it would actually it does the opposite. It makes you like hypoglycemic as opposed to it actually like cures diabetes, or it doesn't cure it, but it maintains it. So, and it's funny
Very
because the
cool.
same like one of the biggest growth hormone producers is actually was it Norditropin, Lilly Serrano,
Yeah.
and they do insulin production. So it's like it's perfect. It's a match made in heaven. I wonder if they I wonder if there's some interesting thoughts there. I wonder if they planned that. So go ahead. Peptide, and the thing about HGH is it's fucking expensive as hell.
It is.
Yeah.
Plus, it's, you gotta get a script for it.
Yeah.
Prescription.
You gotta get a script. I mean, any sports medicine doctor, various ones, you go to them and they'll prescribe it to pretty much anybody. If your IGF levels are low, that's what they test for on your blood panel. Then they're likely to prescribe it to you. But yeah, you'll spend $600, $800, $1,000 a month for it to be on a good dose. And the stuff is it blows me away. They got it really the market corner of these companies because it doesn't cost a lot of money to generate this kind of stuff. So they're really bumping the price up. So Peptides comes out. It's been out for a long period of time. And you can buy them online.
Is this pill or
no, these
injection?
are injectables.
Okay.
Yeah,
Injectable.
if
It's
you
cheaper,
can't eat orally. They break down in the stomach and they're useless.
Yeah,
So
I
you
said
have
the
to-
same thing. So that's another thing. Oral HGH is complete bullshit.
It is.
PCW, it's a living hormone, so
Yeah.
it needs to be alive. And it's funny because I've had people be like, oh yeah, I'm taking HGH pills, and it's like anything that you can eat. Well, maybe besides hydroxycut, but
works for me.
short of Anavar isn't going to actually do anything good for your body because your stomach acid will break you down. It's a living hormone.
Right.
We were talking about that earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Anavar's great. So yeah, continue with peptides.
No, so you can anybody can research these things online and find them, and they're actually sold as research products. So of course there's disclaimers on there, and they have to specifically state that you're signing your life away by saying we don't condone what you do with them. You buy them at your own risk. They usually so they sell other solvents and other things on there.
What do they run?
They're super cheap. I mean, for a month of running peptides, you'll spend $75.
Oh wow.
That's
cheap,
comparable.
actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
comparable to
Wow.
about probably two IUs of growth a day.
No shit.
Yeah, $75.
Which yeah, you can run 3, 2 or 3. is
Yeah,
good.
2 is all you need. You need
Yeah.
a modified GRF and
Yeah.
the GHRP 2 or 6, and that's it. That's all
What
you
would be
need.
that average for like a woman, like someone?
Oh, you
Is it
just
the
do
same?
one a day, so you're probably talking $40 a month, maybe
Really?
$30. It's so inexpensive. I mean, bottles are
Hey.
10, 12 bucks. Yeah.
Come on, who doesn't
Where
want
do
to
I
be
sign
16
up?
again?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's awesome, man. You sleep better.
You do.
Everything. Like,
you do.
Every little. It's like being 20 again.
It's
You just-
well-being.
It's like you
All
flip a
your
switch
well-being,
and
all
you're
your
20.
senses, all your sexual drive, everything.
It
It's
does.
just-
It
yeah.
does. But I mean, of course, people. I see people. They start to lax on everything else because it does speed everything up, and you can really cheat a little bit more
Yeah.
on your diet. But if you really tie your healthy nutrition in, boy, it's lights out on the playground. I mean, it really will
Wow.
accelerate your life and just
Yeah.
completely blow
I
the top
love that.
off
Lights
it.
out on the playground.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Hashtag.
Quote of the day: Lights out on the
Lights out on
playground.
the
Your
playground.
next station post, lights on the playground.
Cool. So that's the number one thing that you would recommend.
Well, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't recommend it. But I can say that they work amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
they do. There's no question. And there's tons of studies out there from people, experiences that are just getting phenomenal results with this stuff. So
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's an injectable.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everything respected.
of
You know?
course,
Yeah.
I mean, they got
Yeah,
peptides,
so-
everything. You got melanotan, tans your skin. I mean,
Yeah.
there's tons of stuff that you.
Does
can
that shit work?
yeah, of course, I take it.
What?
Yeah, I can be honest.
Wait,
I'm really raw, dude. I'll tell you exactly.
No,
what
that's
I've done to
awesome
take it
because
off.
I've thought about that, and then there's so many bad reviews on that.
Does
Like,
it change your pigments?
Yeah. What does it do?
I tell you, it's funny. I've been a guinea pig with it. You have to. It really is powerful. So you have to really go by. You got to slowly introduce it to the body because people go crazy when they get really too tan. It does darken
I'd like to get
moles and
pretty
stuff
dark,
like
dude.
that. Yeah, you can get extremely dark. So I found the fine line that works for me, but
Yeah.
everybody's going to be different. But there's an average consensus.
and there's none of the sun damage.
Well, you can still get sunburn. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You
still
can still tan on top of it.
Yeah, I've burnt. I've been
Okay.
down to Venice and I burnt before. I don't really burn that much, but I do, do
No,
burn.
but you'd get like I'm just
You
saying,
get so
as
black.
opposed to tanning, you would.
Oh, yeah, I don't. I don't even tan. I
Good.
barely go out in the sun,
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
how many shades darker are you now? Do you even
Yeah.
get a like?
Well, I'm a white boy, man.
like whiter than
Really?
me? Like I'm pretty white, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably. I mean, I have natural olive skin, but I'm
Yeah.
more on the white side. I'm from the East Coast,
Yeah.
So, so for me, it's just worked amazing.
That's
miracles.
awesome.
You have to limit your sun. I remember going to Vegas back in the day. It's like I have to literally stay out of the sun because you get too dark.
right.
Taking it. It's crazy how it works.
That's awesome.
awesome.
And that's a peptide. So
Yeah, I had to stop tanning. I was like, because it ages you so fast. So if you could do it from the interior.
yeah, but all it does is increase the melanin in your skin. That's all it does. But you got to work careful with the moles and stuff because they do darken as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was looking into that, and one of my ex-girlfriends was like, "No, don't, because
I'll
this
have to
could
try
happen."
it. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, if you got-
I'll
Yeah,
tan.
I do spray tan because I don't want to actually do like,
Yeah, I tried
of
to spray
course.
tan a few times, but like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a guy and I end up bumping into stuff. But I always end up with like spray tan and there's like a handprint here. There's like a
Well, it's a
streak here.
hassle too. Like I prefer
is.
not to, and
Yeah.
like also sometimes there's like a weird smell.
The smell
and it's
to it,
like,
yeah.
oh, I smell
Yeah.
like
Your
teriyaki.
sheets.
This is not good.
No, yeah, I smell like
Yeah.
a vanilla candle because
Yeah,
the stuff
yeah.
I got,
I
and then
know,
it's
right?
you sleep and you wake up and there's just this brown spot
All
on
over
your
your
bed,
sheets.
and it's everywhere. It's
Brown
like, sorry.
sheets,
Yeah.
modern male movement, 101 guide. As a man, you should have brown or black sheets. Black sheets actually show dirt just as bad as white sheets. So brown sheets are the way to go, guys.
Our brown sheets. I'm voting for that too.
So, dude, this is awesome. I love having people on that like teach me stuff.
I love learning something new every day.
I know, this is
I
awesome.
know,
This is
me
great.
too.
This is
Yeah,
so
hey,
exciting.
whatever
That's
you,
my
I
goal
can help
every
you
day.
guys, man. Whatever
Yeah.
you guys, I'll point you in the direction all I know.
And you, and you work for the endocrinologist in Beverly
Yeah, I do.
Hills.
I still currently do stem cell consultations.
Cool.
I have my best friend. She owns actually not only stem cells for joints, tendons, and the heart now, but they also have for pets, animals in Studio City
Wow,
for dogs and
really?
cats. It's amazing.
That's dope.
It actually works better for dogs and cats than it does animals. Stem cells do. It's
Than it does
insane.
humans, you mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they take pet insurance. So
What?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we have to pay.
I have to bring Pumpkin
It's
in.
it's all
Not
cosmetic.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. No, she has a full vet clinic, but she has the stem
That's
cells.
amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no,
how it
stem
works.
cells are. I mean, there's a reason they put a lid on them. The reason that people haven't heard about them is mostly because the FDA would go under, because they cure everything. They're amazing, and your body makes them now. So
Yep.
that whole stem cell, aborted baby thing, like we've been able to genetically create embryonic stem cells and replicate them without anything regarding a fetus for years. We've been able to do this for 20 years. So it's like, I want to put that out there for our guests. You know, if you got an injury or something, like that's where I would go. That's where I would go immediately.
For sure.
But some of the stuff they can do is just insane. You know, you can take a baseball bat to somebody's knee and you can regenerate it like
Wow.
that. Like they started with the mesenchymal stem cells with the joints and the tendons, and then they started to experiment with them, and they were putting them in people's circulatory system. It was going through
Systematic.
Yeah, and it was actually correcting diabetes,
So if I
renal
have-
failure. It's crazy.
So if I have like I did powerlifting, so I got like the inside of my patella is ate out, and I already had it scoped.
It'll regrow the
like
cartilage.
40% of the patella is
way.
actually ate out of my patella, and it's okay. But I'm honestly like, so this is something that I could go to them and say, hey, they
Yep.
could actually do, and I know growth hormone will actually help.
Well, actually, and on top of
That's
that, there's
amazing.
not to mean to cut you out. There's a peptide called thymosin beta 4.
Okay.
Have you heard of that one?
No.
Okay. That one actually is also a healer. So you take the growth with the thymosin beta 4, and if you do the stem cells, I mean, you're getting a triple whammy on there. You know.
Damn, see, I can do that and grow. an arm
Throw
back.
some
I'm
PRP in there, and you are good to go.
Good to go, man.
good. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, it's awesome. That stuff's absolutely insane. Where can people find that doctor if they want to come in?
Well,
and,
it's called New Stem NU and STEM STEM, and then we also have a location at Cedars. It's
Okay.
called Heart Stem.
Oh, wow.
We have actually the top cardiologist in the nation.
Really?
It's crazy. So does it go through the circulatory system and actually correct the heart?
Yeah, he's doing systematic. He does catheter, so IV and
Yeah.
catheter, and then of course we still have the PRP and
Yeah.
and the bone marrow is kind of on its way out. The BMAX.
Oh, is it really?
They're on their way out. Yeah, there's other things that are stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Question.
What's
You have
Yeah.
you have cells called amniotic cells, which are actually the fluid that surrounds the umbilical cord. So the fluid in there, they extract that, and then the FDA has to get their hands on it. And of course, they do their thing, and then they resell it. So they're able to take those cells, and you're getting a huge amount of cells. BMAX about 1 million, they say. Amniotics 4 million.
So they do it. What they do is the cord blood, and then they replicate it, right, up to like 35 times before the stem cells mutate.
There's a whole process.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the amniotics is really, there's no evasive measures because BMAC. I had the BMAC done. I had it done 2 years ago
wow, okay.
just to test it out because the doctor's like, hey, I want you to try it out. So I actually sat down on the table. He stuck a whole bunch of lidocaine in there, drilled out my bone, sucked out some bone marrow.
Damn.
And,
Ugh.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
crazy.
I have it on. I still have it on video. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So right now, the leading procedure to get stem cells is actually to take it out of your hip marrow. So they drill in it right behind you, and they take your stem cells out, put them in a centrifuge, concentrate them, put them back in somewhere, and your body regenerates those stem cells immediately. How was the bone marrow thing? Because I've heard.
It was very dull pain. I mean, I would do it again. It's tolerable, but they say you can only do 2, one on each side, because they have to dig into the bone. So of course they do adipose now too. You have adipose stem cells, but
And then-
amniotic is going to really take the cake now.
What's up with the body fat stem cells?
We don't really do too much
Yeah.
of that. I mean, there's supposedly a lot in there, but I think
stay out of the peanut
amniotic's
butter.
gonna,
Just stay out of the peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Question: do you work with anything with like tumors, like benign tumors or anything like that?
I don't think we have any patients with that. I mean, they had a guy that came in and he almost lost his leg, and they saved his leg with
Wow.
stem cells. So
My
that's one of
mom's
the
been
better-
diagnosed with a brain tumor.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And it's benign, but it's in a location that there's no way we can do surgery or she would lose her
Systematic
life.
stem cells, IV.
Okay.
It would go, 20% of the blood goes to the brain. So that's a perfect scenario
Yeah.
for your
That
mom.
might be.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd
what-
like to look into that.
They
for
also
sure.
have like what is it? The radar thing where it zaps. A fucking ultrasound. Like they do that with what is it? Kidney stones.
We can like shrink
Yeah.
it.
No, they actually just like they shoot sound waves.
It's a
in,
vibration,
and it,
actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a high-pitched vibration.
Really?
and it breaks up
breaks
the,
it up.
the
Yep.
tissue. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The medical industry is so
Wait
cool.
till
like,
3D printing comes out.
I just
Oh,
saw
dude,
that.
yeah.
That's insane.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
print out a
insane.
liver and put it
Yeah,
inside
yeah,
of
yeah.
you.
It's so
Insane.
cool.
That's the
It's like
next
right,
thing.
so you see everything,
Yep.
the whole thing in 3D, like all the little valves,
Yep.
your heart.
That's
There's a TED talk
crazy.
where this guy actually
Yeah.
comes on and he starts talking about 3D printing technology and how they combine that with stem cells. And while they're sitting there doing this, while he's sitting there, they're talking. They're actually making a kidney backstage, and he walks
Wow.
forward with this little kidney. And you guys can look that up. It's on TED.com.
That's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
It's-
I love
cool.
it, man. It's just that's the next wave. Stem cells and 3D printing.
Yeah, well, and then what's next? In 50 years,
knows?
people are gonna live like till they're 150.
Well, they say
Yeah.
they say the person living
Yeah.
today is going to be 150, right?
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I signed up for that.
I hope we catch
Heck yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I found this stat out. There's more 10%. There's more centurions living in California than any other state.
Centurions.
Yeah, yes. People that live over 100 years old.
Oh,
Really?
It's the smog.
Isn't that crazy?
kidding.
No, it is. Yeah, I know, right? But I thought it would. I thought it was not going to be the top state, but it
Right.
was.
Interesting.
Very interesting, right?
That's crazy.
Because I always say you take years off your life because of the smog, and
But we got a lot of sunshine.
not
That
so
helps.
close. Huh?
So
We got a lot of sunshine.
true.
That helps.
yeah, with the vitamin D, we have a plentiful amount of vitamin D.
yeah,
No
sunshine. It's
deficiency,
easy going. People aren't yelling at you to get out of the street, like in New York.
No, never.
Oh, yeah.
People are polite at stoplights.
I'm sure the life expectancy in New York's like 50. So tell us about hydroxycut a little bit, because obviously you stand by this. I didn't know if it worked or if it didn't. I actually had a bottle of that. I don't think I ever used it.
Yeah, I mean, I was skeptical as well,
Mm-hmm.
but it does work, and it worked for me. So what I did is I took the supplements, and of course I ate very healthy, and I worked out.
Okay.
And I weighed in like once a week. I actually like took pictures of like front, back, and side, and I was held accountable. So I had a coach. And
Okay, yeah,
you know, it's
that's
a
important.
process. Yeah. Even prior to that, like I had a personal trainer and I took care of myself
Mm-hmm.
anyways. But it is nice to have somebody that kind of supports you and holds you accountable through the process.
30 pounds in 2 months. That's not bad at all. Or
Yeah.
That's
was
good.
less than that.
That's good.
That's awesome.
really
Yeah,
good.
it really is. Yeah.
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 So do you know what the chemical composition inside heart?
You know, I don't. They're actually going to be changing it right now. They're changing it up a little bit, so it's supposed to be like a little bit stronger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know, which I mean, I think it's great.
My mom's
'cause I
watching
can-
it right now.
I
She's
know.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, when you get that in, I'll ship some to me. Yeah.
My mom is like always on a diet, but she's like super, super hot. So nobody gets it. They're like, dude, your mom's like gorgeous. Why is she worried? And she's just
Yeah.
always like, oh, I want to. And so actually, it's funny because she takes growth, and it's
Yep.
it slows the clock. Like my mom's 50 and she looks amazing.
Yeah, I want some of that. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
but obviously now there's a very, very healthy alternative. I'm probably going to get on this train and tell you guys about it. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll take before and after pictures.
Yeah. That's, I
Yeah.
don't want anybody to see my before pictures. By the way, very brave of you
I know, very brave indeed.
to take the pictures before and then the after pictures.
Yes,
That's
very
awesome.
vulnerable.
That's what makes
place.
it. I
Yeah.
have clients that do that in my nutrition when I do it, and they're like, no, I look corporate. I'm like, "Dude, come on, that's the whole beauty of it.
Yep.
The transformation.
Well, and
Yeah.
also being able to inspire and help other
Yeah,
people.
that's right.
No, that's the marketability of it.
Yeah.
That's why Hydrox got paid you. They're like, look, if there aren't before photos, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, it's relatable. People are like, oh, wow, that's like me. I could be that. Da, da, da. Or they look at that and they're like, oh, fuck it. Do I look like that? Okay.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of hope for a lot of people.
It
Because a lot of
does.
people's like, oh, I'm too far. What's the use trying now?
I'd be very, very interested what's in that and what other types of things that people could do naturally to supplement that. What is hydroxycut?
Yeah. I know that there is like obviously like green tea, like goji berry. I don't know the exact like combination of everything, but for the most part, I mean, it's like almost, similar to other diet pills.
It's proprietary.
Yeah. But it worked for me. I mean, and I struggled with a year and a half trying to lose weight.
Okay.
And yeah, so everyone has their thing that works, but it definitely,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, you guys can give hydroxycut a try.
Absolutely,
And we got the peptide thing. Would you recommend a website that people can go, or would you just? Well, I'll put it like this. I'll put Jason's website on my website. So if you guys want anything, you guys can go ahead and get a hold of him through my thing.
I just do consultations now,
Yeah.
too, so I don't have any
Liability.
Yeah, liabilities at all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'd be more than happy to do consultation stuff.
Enter at your own risk.
Free-
And
yeah.
you do,
Very
so
cool.
it's called 22 Days, and you have a coaching program that basically puts
Yes.
people through. It's a weight loss and motivational.
Well, I don't like using the word weight loss. I like weight release because, what's the first thing you want to do when you lose something? You want to find it. So the NLP, the neuro-linguistics, plays a role in that. So it's release the weight.
Oh, very nice.
Because you're not going to want to get it back, right?
Yeah.
So there's
That
that
makes
term, the
sense.
words, yeah. So, but the program I have
Good.
designed it's a detox program, really, and because we just have so much toxins in our body.
Oh, yeah.
And we, continually, and people just think I thought I was eating clean for 20 years. I was eating chicken and rice. And lo and behold, until I got a hold of raw vegetables, I was like, wow, what a difference in my life. So the program I have, it's a detox program. And it's I got people about a pound a day is what they're
that's
releasing.
great.
So it's awesome. And my mom, of course, she's 68, I think. Mom, don't kill me. But she dropped 18, I think. And she was, she's a creature of habit. The older you get, we all know,
Right.
it's tough to really break those
Yeah.
habits.
Yeah, yeah.
Life
It
is a
is.
habit. So she did really well on it. So if my mom can do it, you can do it.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta try
awesome.
that. We're
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the 22 days of coaching.
I like the detox.
And,
That's great.
Give you guys some feedback on how that works, like the meditation thing. And then so you're actually building in kind of the same direction, but it's more motivational speaking, right?
Yeah, motivational speaking and telling my story, the breakthroughs, how I went through it. And a huge part of it is we talked about is what you think you create. It's one of the most powerful things you can say, bluntly.
Agreed.
This, because
Absolutely.
what you think and believe in yourself is true. And a lot of people that go through hard times, they're like, why is this happening to me? I'm like, what is your thought every day? What do you think every day? And you'll find out that they think and create that process. Like one of the hardest things for me, seriously, not just going through my accident, was like financial PTSD. I mean, I was like, not hundreds of thousands, but close to millions, in hospital bills and stuff, because I didn't have insurance. I actually have modeling insurance when I had this accident, because I didn't think anything crazy would happen like that.
Right.
And you go in without insurance and you're stuck with this. And like my dad was ready to sell his farm and this type of thing. I'm
Wow.
like, it wouldn't even, my dad sold his whole complete farm and everything.
Wow.
It would have touched less than a quarter of the bills.
Wow.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, this isn't, and I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, you know what? It's going to have to take care of itself. Somehow it will. And to this day, I have like 20,000 left in hospital bills.
Wow. That's
Okay.
amazing.
So I'm
That's
still
so
paying, I'm still
powerful,
paying on
though,
some
but
stuff,
Still.
but it's like a Mini Cooper, I'm good.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
and it's incredible. And honestly, I do want to throw this out too. One of the biggest things you can do is really take your health as the number one. If it's
Yeah, we seem to go through life with this like idea that we're not
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Yeah,
not going to die. I
it's-
can do what I want. You know what? That's
Yeah.
fine. You can go out. You can go out. You can have drinks. You can have fun. Do this, but everything in moderation. But at the end of the day, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true.
And I've been sick. I mean, sick as shit. I couldn't hold a kernel of popcorn in my hospital bed. Okay. My dad gave me a spoon and I dropped it. I was too weak. I couldn't even lift my head up. And for me to be that sick and that feeling that helpless and that completely lost and just demasculated is one of the most important things. Is I was so extremely healthy before because I exercised and I ate right that they gave me 2 days to live and I'm here.
Wow.
I mean, I know, I know
Wow.
prayer and God has a lot to do with it.
Sure.
But also, I was a healthy dude. They're like, he was in such incredible shape that,
But you could argue that prayer is actually a physical manifestation of
Yeah.
what you want as well.
Yeah.
Creating your own reality.
Yeah.
If you're
and
praying right. If you're like, oh God, stop punishing me, it's like, that's not going to work.
you know, there's a saying that actually goes, grace will take you places hustling never can.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ooh, I like
That's
that one.
lovely.
Dude, this is
I
like,
like that.
what is this, a quote show?
Hashtag that
Throwing
too.
them out.
So and that's so true because you know, like people are like, Jesse, that's not possible. I'm like, yeah, I got grace. I know I do. Like I'm here.
Yeah.
I've already, you know, I'm bench pressing 350 pounds with an arm and a half. Like this is crazy.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you know, it's like
That's awesome.
I had told myself when I was helpless that I don't care what between here and here looks like, but I'm gonna get here. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that I just work my life like that. Like, you know, I plan on having a very abundant bank account at the end of this year, and I'm far from it right now, but I'm gonna believe it, and I you know, and I want to come back on here and go boom, it's done.
I believe
that's
it. Yeah.
something that's like manifest.
I like having rich
Absolutely.
friends. It's
So-
going to be awesome. Drinks are on you, motherfucker.
But you know, it's something I want to create, and I'm gonna throw this out there too really quick. I actually just am working with a meal prep company, Eat Naked LA.
Okay. Oh, they're great. Yeah.
Eat Naked LA, yeah, and I just talked to him because I meal prep with 5 fingers. That shit gets old. Like,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
bet,
think about
yeah.
that.
a lot of people don't think
Yeah,
about
me
that, but
either.
it takes me twice as long to meal prep, and you know, when I'm doing a show and that type of thing. So I went to this guy. I'm like, dude, can we do something for each other? Like, help us out. Fernando's the owner. If you go in there, it lives right over here off of Vinowen or something. You
Okay.
like.
Well, don't tell people where he lives. Just,
But no, it's not the. It's the
Oh, the
it's
shop,
actual
okay.
shop, yeah.
Office.
And he actually has a little kitchen that you can go in and taste the food and try it out. And I'm
That's
not gonna,
great.
you know, I'm not gonna get into long spiel about it. It's
Yeah.
good food, okay. It's natural.
I saw your Facebook post on it. I actually
Yeah,
looked it
and-
up.
So they
and
deliver?
Eat Naked LA on
Genius.
Instagram. It's eatnaked.la or eatnakedla.com, whatever. Both of those domains will pull up. And check it out. You can, you know, go taste it and tell him Jesse Sink sent you in there. He'll take care of you. And try it out, honestly, because there's a lot of people that are so busy throughout their life that they don't have time. Seriously.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's awesome. It's
I
like
believe
6
in no
small meals a day,
excuses.
portion, ration.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
also reality. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And if you don't have the time and you're running all over the place, you're doing all this stuff in your car, there's no excuse to set a timer and every 2-3 hours pull over on the 405 and eat a meal for like 5
Yeah.
minutes. Come on and go again, whatever.
Absolutely.
You know, there's always a way to get around it. And
I think it breaks down
keep
like
your
what?
health.
Is it like $10 a meal,
Yeah,
$7 a meal?
it's like $200 for a whole week's meal prep, food, everything.
Wow,
like,
that's
I
really
mean,
good.
especially if you're
Great.
trying to
I
eat
see that alone
clean.
in groceries.
Like,
Yeah.
I know people that spend $800-900 a month on food going to Whole Foods. You go into Whole Foods, you walk out with a little bag of food for $100.
Yeah.
It's like, this is good. They don't actually advertise it as organic, but it's grass raised cattle, which would be
Oh, yeah, I see
organic.
that.
It's natural raised
good.
chickens, which would be, you know, organic's just I kind of the label they put on shit
Right.
sometimes, but actually where it comes from matters. Do you know what I mean? Their vegetables are all clean.
Yeah,
You can taste good food.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so
That's
check
great.
it out. So in just letting everybody know. It's
Nice
about 8
recommendation.
months old. So
And where can people find you, Jesse? We're actually going to wrap up here.
I'm actually finishing up my website. It's going to be bonicjesse.com.
Okay.
And you can find me on Instagram, Bonic Jesse, Facebook, Jesse Sink. Yep.
Awesome. And Serena?
You can find me at tahitiswell.net.
Okay. Awesome. With the lip balm. Is it
Yes.
for guys or girls?
Both.
Sweet.
Yeah, I got some.
We can get some
Nice.
lip balm.
Better
on my
nice.
hands.
That's right.
And Jason?
On Facebook, Logan Jason Piet, 22 days. On Instagram, 22 days. So
Cool. And you have a website, right? It's
22 days. Yeah. 20 spelled out the number 2 days.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my website.
That's
Awesome.
cool. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love your Facebook ads. I see it
Thank
all
you.
the time. It's like ripping off his shirt. And there's like,
Well, I do graphic
And
design
22
too, so-
days.
Yeah. Well, it's the habit aspect, right?
Right.
It's the habit aspect.
looks like Superman. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you guys have any questions, you can obviously get a hold of them through my website, methodologyofthemodernmale.com, and then Instagram, Modern Male. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. We do this every week. So plenty of opportunity to have more information delivered directly to you. And it's also on iTunes. We're on iTunes or LA Talk Radio, YouTube. So no matter what platform you particularly care for, you can find us. Go ahead and subscribe, and you can always reach us at methodologyofthemodernmale.com. Well, that's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Male Radio.
Thank you.
You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jared Zavastosky, right here on LA Talk Radio.